Man, I ride a lot of bikes. I've owned a Harley, but I haven't ridden one since then. Stay with me. I'm going to tell you if this Harley Davidson can win me back, if the Harley Davidson brand is that strong. Stay with me. It's going to get interesting. The first thing we're going to do is get this thing started up. I do have the key fob in my pocket here, so we'll go over here, we'll flip this down, we'll hit the start button. ABS lights on. It will go off after we get rolling. First thing that I notice on this gauge is it's got a gas gauge, which my 99 Softail didn't have. And if someone knows in the comments what else this bike has that I'm not aware of, make sure you leave a comment. We're going to get going. The forward controls, I call them forward controls, are out here. We'll put our feet, we'll ride like that. Anyways, here we go. Man, it does sound good. I'm going to go over, I've studied up on this bike. Oh, wow. Braided brake line there. Braided brake line to the front. Let's get rolling here. Here we go. Clutch pull is very easy. Now this bike has 18,000 miles on it. The first thing that I can tell you is with that bigger front wheel. Huge thank you to Plano, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia that traded for this and said, Ray, it's up here if you want to ride it. And I'll go over the price here in just a minute. I will tell you one thing, the seat height at 28 inches is very comfortable. This bike does feel, with that solid mag wheel and those big fat wide tires, it does feel a little front end, like when you turn, you don't even really have to, you just lean into the corner and it wants to go that way. I don't know if you can get that from the video. And I tell you what, it has been such a long time since I've been on Harley. They've got their new TFT dash stuff. Man, I tell you what, they've come a long way. They've had a lot of trouble, and that's no big deal. Every company gets into a little trouble every once in a while. Or not every company, but Harley has sure had its fair share of trouble. The blinker, I don't, oh, okay. The blinkers are on each side, that's cool. Right at the bottom. And I'm going to give you a first-hand ride analysis if this bike can win me back. Let's get out here. We're going to take a right instead of going left this time. Oh yeah, I can feel that 114-inch motor. This thing makes, I believe, 118 foot-pounds of torque and 91 or 97 horsepower. You tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But man, it does have the torque, I can tell you that. And I think it makes all its torque by 4,200 RPMs, which the red line on this bike is 5,500. And it just rolls on. It does have the upside down like cartridge forks on it, like a Sport Naked or a sport bike. Man, this is a cruising machine. You definitely wouldn't want to do any serious corner, but that's not what this bike's made for. It does have like a 28 degree lean angle, if I'm not mistaken, on the left side, 30 on the right. But man, it's a cruiser. This bike originally sold, this is a 21 model. Got to get used to those blinkers. That blinker's right there. And then I guess you, oh yeah, you tap it to turn it off. That's pretty slick. That's changed since the old Harleys. But man, I love these good wide fat bars. And I believe on the Harleys you can roll the throttle forward and it'll cut it to one cylinder activation. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't tell that it went to 1-cylinder activation. Maybe there you can. I don't know. Somebody leave a comment on that. This bike does come with a windshield. I tell you what, I personally like the wind. But like I say, this is a used bike. It does come with a windshield. It has a 3.5 gallon fuel tank. The total length of the bike is 93 inches. The actual oh gosh, I can't think of it. The actual length of the wheelbase is, oh, no wonder I'm in the wrong gear. Go down on that. Oh, I see it's got a gear indicator. Never paid attention to that. Man, it shifts super smooth. It rides really good. This is a 670-pound bike. So boy, those blinkers are weird to get used to. You know, I wonder why Harley Davidson has never come out with like a quick shifter or blip shifter like the Japanese brands have, where you take off in first and you just use your foot at about 1500 RPM to shift up and down. It interrupts ignition. I wonder why they've never done. I'm sure it's probably on the horizon. This bike does have 18,479 miles. The wheelbase axle to axle is 63 inches. I think I already said that. 670 pounds is what this bike weighs. With me on it, it's going to weigh about 870 because I'm about 205, 207 on here. Also, too, let's see here, the front cylinder is at 34 degrees. The rear back cylinder, I believe, I may have that backwards. The rear cylinder may be at 31 and the front one at 30. But yeah, I can definitely tell it's got the torque. No doubt about that. Man, I tell you what, it is super comfortable. Now, I didn't check the brakes out that good on the before I left. Let's go in here. I'm getting used to that blinker, so that's cool. Hello, it's not a whole lot to get used to. Let's check these brakes out. I'm going to check the back brake first. Let's go here. We'll get going about, well, it says 24 mile an hour. Oh, that anti-lock, it does work. I fully applied that, and it did not skid. It stopped it. You could feel it in the foot pedal. Let's check the front ones out real quick. Man, it stops good. It's got 2 calipers on the front that are 4-piston a piece. So it's got like almost sport bike level braking in the front. It does have a 2-piston caliper on the back. Let's give it. This thing will move right here. This thing will move right here. No doubt about it. I don't know if y'all can see it. Hold right there. My camera flipped upside down on the view. Can y'all see that? There it goes, flip back. Huh, interesting. I've got links to all this Insta stuff in the description of all my videos, but let's keep riding a little bit longer. And I tell you what, honestly, and I'm getting a little older. I don't know what's too old for this bike, or what's too young for this bike, I should say. I'm pretty impressed. I'm being careful because I'm worried about that 28 degree lean angle. I don't want to scrape which I don't see the pegs even being close to having that problem. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty impressed. This bike here was like 18, 19 grand brand new. It's a 21 with 18,000 miles on it. and I think it's $11,995. So it's basically 3 years old. So the first person took the depreciation loss on it. I don't know how depreciation is on these bikes, but I tell you what, I almost want to lean over at 28 degrees. I'm not going to do that. It's not my bike. Let's get off this bike and I'll show it to you neutral. Super easy to find. Look at this. Super easy. One thing that I do like about Harleys is the kickstand. You get the kickstand and it's got a slot. You lean over and it will not come off. It will not roll off that side stand. That side stand will not collapse. But look at this thing, man. 5 quarts of oil is what it takes to fill that. Oh wow, that's cool. Look at those LEDs. I guess they added those. That's pretty slick. Oh wow, look at that rear tail light. I'm sure that works as a brake light as well. Here's the best part I like about it for the tollway, you might say. No license plate, gone. I know that's illegal, and I would never do that, but anyways. This thing's purring. You can set the rear preload right here. You can see the gauge. There's where you put your oil in. There's your passenger pegs. There's those 4-piston calipers with floating rotors. That'd be your oil cooler right there. Oh wow, that's cool. The blinkers are white at first, then they turn orange. I'm sure those are aftermarket. This is a 2021 Fat Bob. It's got that cool LED light on it. Let's go to high beam. I'm always wanting to check out the high beam. I don't know why. Let's see. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's pretty cool, man. I'll be honest with you. If I had an extra $11,991 sitting around, I'd probably buy it. And this comes with the front windshield. They took it off. I don't know if these risers come with this. It kind of looks factory. I don't know. Somebody leave a comment and tell me if those come with that. I'm kind of thinking that the handlebars would be more down, but this bike's set up perfect. It is a twin cylinder, 2 spark plugs per cylinder. You can see that, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm sure, I want to say you could roll this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I know my nephew used to have a Harley and he could roll his forward. S&S pipes on this, or S&S canisters on it. Man, it sounds good. Listen at this. That laser engraving Harley Davidson there on that wheel looks super cool. The only thing that I kind of don't like about this bike is that wide, small front tire. That's the only thing I kind of don't like. I wish it was like a 21-inch, like a Softail, and a skinnier tire. But there's nothing really wrong with it. I didn't take it up on the highway and do a 80-mile-an-hour just cruise ride, but it was super smooth. Just doing what I did. I would imagine that there'd be no problem there. Let's get back on this thing, take it for one last little rip, and then we'll shut it off. But this bike is for sale at Plano Kawasaki. It does have a 28-inch seat height. Like I said, the seat is very comfortable. I mean, I know on these Harleys and a lot of motorcycles, everybody wants to change the seat. I could totally live with that seat. Now, I'd love to have the diamond stitching on. Maybe I'd go with something different, but yeah, I probably would. Les and Chug and Brandon, y'all are probably going to eat me up on this and go, man, he'd do all kinds of crazy crap. It's been an awesome year. Let's get back on it. Also, too, I've had 2 hips replaced, and I can easily swing both legs over the back of this bike. That's something to think about. You know, the older you get, the more comfort you want when you do something. I am very athletic, I think. Guess I need to put it in gear. There we go. It was in gear. That clutch engagement is almost perfect. It is perfect. It is perfect. The front brakes are really good. We'll quick stop this thing. Yep. It stops on a dime. Of course, I'm not going 100 miles an hour either. But, man, if you like this kind of content, new bike first rides, there we go. Tell me that don't look comfortable. And that's a Japanese cruiser. Now, I can tell the heat, and it's not a hot day here in Texas. It's actually about 63 degrees. It is getting a little, that's really the pipe down there. That's not the pipe, but the heat cover on it. It's getting a little warm, but nothing bad. I don't know what this would really be like in the middle of summer. Let's get out here and give this thing a goose. Oh, man. This thing will boogie woogie right here, baby. I like this bike. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm impressed. I mean, I'm definitely impressed. For $11,000, let's say $12,000. Look at that. Cool guy. I'm impressed. I'm not going to lie. Could Harley win me back? Absolutely. They sure could. I love Japanese stuff and German stuff. But I tell you what, I wouldn't pass on a Harley. If the deal was right, I wouldn't walk in and ante up to the pump for, 25, 30 grand. I'd have to have a couple of beers in me before I might even think about doing something like that. But I'm pretty impressed. Hey, huge thank you to Plano Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia, Moto Guzzi that allows me to do all this stuff. Both feet are on the floorboards. Simple, easy to maneuver. 670 pounds is a lot of weight, but it's so the lower center of gravity makes it easy, very easy to manage. But man, they've got everything. A lot of stuff. A lot of their 24s are on sale, and Kawasaki and Aprilia and Suzuki send them extra inventory because they're such a high volume dealer. Man, I tell you what, would I buy something like this? Yes, I would. I absolutely love it. Look at that headlight, man. That's pretty cool in itself. I know a lot of people probably won't like that headlight, but you know that LED light will throw some light at night. That's pretty cool. Super cool, actually. Man, thank y'all for riding with me. It's been an awesome year, and God bless. We'll see you on the next ride. A bunch of 25 Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia's coming up. Thank you for what you do. I tell you what, I'm impressed, man.
Oh, that's one of my favorite bikes.
I'm impressed.
It's awesome.
I put a deal on my YouTube community page. Could this bike win me back? I'm actually impressed, especially for that price.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's pretty neat.
It's got plenty of torque to it. It's
yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.